Welcome to Returning to Light with Julia Treat. That is me, your host for today's podcast. I am really sitting here thinking about just how grateful I am at the choices that I've been making lately. The title of this podcast is "You Can't Control Everything, but you can control this." And I want to talk about how we can control how we are showing up in the world, right? What we're doing, how we're showing up, how we're helping, how we're not helping, whatever the case may be, that we can control how we are showing up in the world. Now, most of you know I went through this big grieving period when I lost my brother and my dad and took some time off. And it was a tough time. And I have completely come out of that. And I have done the healing work and back into helping others with their own healing work. And it's not like I forgot. I guess maybe I got so caught up in grief that, man, I just forgot how good it feels to help others feel good. Right. And so I took time off and wasn't really doing my purpose. And when I resurfaced, it really was this spotlight on helping people heal their bodies, their mind, their spirit. And I was just texting with my friend Chastity today because she's jumped on this ASEA train and is helping people. Now, if you don't know her history, she is going to be on my podcast. But she was a drug user and lots of different drugs. I believe heroin, maybe meth, and then got stuck on Suboxone. And she's going to talk about how ASEA helped her come off Suboxone. And turns out Suboxone is a worldwide or nationwide issue. I don't know if they have this all over the world, but it is prescribed for many different reasons, sometimes for pain, sometimes getting off of drugs, all these things, but then you're addicted to that. Now, I understand that because I was on, I think it was either Zoloft. I think it was Zoloft years ago. And as soon as they gave that to me for depression, I knew immediately I should not be on that. So I took months of shaving off particles off of the pills to get off of Zoloft. But I digress. I just wanted to say that I understand what it's like when you're on something and you want to get off of it and your brain or body is saying, oh, hell no, because it's already like addicted to that. So Chastity and I were texting today and she said, she's really been sounding the alarm about Suboxone and how to get off of it. And she's created this, she has her own podcast called Unveiling Addiction. You should definitely tune in. Go check that out. Unveiling Addiction. She's on YouTube and she's on Facebook. She may be on other platforms, but I know of those are exactly where she's at. She even had a guy on the other day who has been a heroin addict for 20, I think it was 20 years, maybe a little more. And his grandmother asked him to please try ASEA, and he drank the ASEA and he couldn't get high. He drank the ASEA and went to get his fix and shoot up, and he couldn't get high. I mean, the stories that are coming out now, and the reason I'm bringing this up, because I can control how I show up and what I do in the world. And this is so important to me now, especially after my friend Lisa, being 3 years post car accident and having extreme severe deficits, not even be able to dance for 3 years, and was a dance teacher. And, a week, I think it was a week on ASEA, a week or two at the longest, she was dancing the first time in 3 years. Just the more that I connect with people, connect them with this product, and then move through their story with them, because that's what I'm doing now. I'm coaching people through their healing story and seeing the progress and hearing it, it gets very emotional. And that's what Chastity was texting me today. She said, look, here's another woman, and she's sharing the story that this woman's told her. And I don't know names, by the way, it's confidential. And just how they're so desperate to get off of Suboxone, and they're grateful for Chastity. And Chastity's now coaching all of these people how to get off of Suboxone with, using ASEA. And she said today, I said, look, I told you you were going to help so many people. I told you were going to help so many people. I knew it. And she said, I get emotional. And I said, I know. When my friend Lisa danced for the first time in 3 years, and she shared that post with me. Well, she shared it on Facebook. And I think it was like 100 to 200 people commented, and everybody was crying. Everybody was crying because even her neurologist said that she had gotten her miracle. So that's very important to me, that I do something that is rewarding for others, but also is rewarding for me. Like, I feel good about helping someone heal their brain, right? So that they have a normal life again. Another gal that has hopped on board, she has had an autoimmune issue for 22 years, Kathy. And her autoimmune issue is actually MS. Okay. Now autoimmune is just autoimmune. You know, they're all wrapped up in this bubble of autoimmune issues, challenges, disease, whatever. And so she's had it for 22 years. And I said, hey, do you mind doing the interviews? So we did the day one. You guys are even, if you have not seen her face from day one, even to week, I think we took, I think it was 2 weeks later, we did the next interview and the next photo. It is mind blowing how much her face changed in a very short period of time. And she did weigh herself, because most people would say that's weight loss. She weighed the same. And so it's showing you the inflammation going away from her, you know, face and body. But of course, she's on the camera. We're just doing face to face. I do have those photos and that interview, all of her interviews, on my YouTube channel, Returning to Light. If you or someone you love is suffering from any autoimmune challenge, please reach out to me. Okay, you do not have to live with that. Kathy is proving that this can happen, that this is not too good to be true. And that's what I love. So when I tune in, sometimes I don't even tune in and I still get guidance about something. But I was guided to start doing these interviews, starting with day one, and then showing their story, their progress. Let them talk about the differences that they're experiencing. Instead of seeing the last, you know, the testimonial at the end when it's all over, we're watching the journey as it unfolds. And so rewarding. You know, there's so much going on in the world, just craziness. And really, I was just sitting here before I hopped on the podcast, like, what is it that I can share that might help someone? And it was that you can't control everything, but you can control this thing. You can control how you show up in the world, what you do out, you know, in the world, in your daily life. You can control that. And so that's what I'm doing. I am controlling how I show up in the world, and it is to help people take their bodies back. Chastity she's just as feisty as me. I just love it. I mean, we are so similar. And she said, you know, this is how we put a dent in pharmaceuticals. She loves it. Like, this is how we take our power back from the pharmaceuticals. And if you didn't know this, Big Pharma did try to buy ASEA from the founder. And it's a remarkable story. You can find that on YouTube as well. It is ASEA's genesis story. Vertus Norton had, I think there was 135 people using the product that had remarkable results. They had so many, all of them had different things going on, bad things, you know, that the things that you don't want, that are scary and get worse and worse. And so there were 135 people on this product. And Big Pharma flew out and gave him, you know, handed him a check big enough. It says in the Genesis story, big enough so that he would not talk to anyone else. And he considered it, and they said, but those 135 people will have to get off of the product. And they told him, this is mind blowing. They told him, look, people get sick all the time and they deal with it. So these 135 people are going to have to come off the product. And Vertus was like, well, that's pretty harsh. He said, I told him that's pretty harsh. And he ushered them out the door. And he did get back to them and said that would not be happening. He was not going to take them off the product, which meant, of course, they're not going to buy the product or buy it from him. And I think what integrity and what an amazing person that I am aligned with, that would say no to a check that no one in his family would ever have to work again, in his lineage, I'm sure. And to say no because he wasn't going to take it from those 135 people. Like, how How many would do that, right? And so as Chastity's on board, and we're on this ASEA train of goodness. It is That's my lane now. That's my lane that I'm in. And I am coaching people now on their ASEA journey from day one, helping them get through the first week, whether it's just drinking a little and getting the body used to it, and then bumping up, and then meeting again and discussing where you're at now, and then what are we going to do next. It's me. I used to do the spiritual coaching, and I just coaching again, just in this way. And so I was sitting here with so much gratitude. I'm at my mom's in Kansas again, visiting her. And if you don't know the backstory there, she had this onset dementia started just suddenly. And I was like, oh crap, because I am a speech pathologist. I have a master's degree in that. And I did that for many years. And my worst nightmare was coming true, because I would never, ever want to put my mom in a nursing home, because I worked in them. And I would never do that to someone I love, ever. And, she wasn't bathing. She was crying all the time. She was forgetting to feed her dog. She would talk to herself all day, just whisper to herself all day. She didn't remember anything. She'd introduce me to the same people, 5, 6 times a day in the hallway. And I just told her, Mom, because I'm the only one left. I'm the one that has to make decisions for my mom and help her. And I said, I held up the ASEA, the big blue bottle. I said, Mom, it's either we get you into a nursing home, or you start drinking this. And I just held the bottle up. I said, it's your choice, but those are the choices that we have right now. You cannot take care of yourself right now. And I don't know if this is going to work, but I think it's worth a try. And she chose the big blue bottle, and she started drinking it that day. And I kid you not, within a week, less than a week, her voice became normal. It had gotten very gravelly and low. Her voice returned. She was bright again. She had the spark in her again. She wasn't slurring anymore. She wasn't forgetting anymore. And it just got better and better and better. And I really popped on today to share all this, because since I am controlling how I show up in the world, and this is how I'm showing up, right, is helping people with this product. I just got done putting together a new electric piano that she ordered, because she had piano lessons when she was a child, and she had to quit. I think they moved a lot when my mom was a kid. They would move like every few months. And she said, I've always wanted to learn piano. So my mom is going to be 88 in August. And I just put together her electric piano. And I put it together, and I'm staying in the guest apartment across the hall from her. And I said, okay, well, I got to go over and make a phone call. And it was, anyway, it was a phone call. I don't need to mention that right now, but I was gone for about 30 minutes and went back in. My mom already had the headphones put on, plugged in, and she had her sheet music out, and she was playing the piano. And I'm going to get a picture of that. I'm going to share it, because this 2 years ago, is it 2 years? Let me think. Yeah, about 2 years ago, when it was nursing home or big blue bottle. And she is playing her electric piano today. And her little dog was laying up in the window. And it was just like the perfect picture of her miracle. So she gave her body what it needed to create the miracle. That's what ASEA is. It's giving your body what it needs to do the work. So I'm just stoked. I'm just like, with all the craziness in the world, and I am so happy at what I'm doing right now in the world. This is what I'm meant to do. This is my next phase. And I'm blessed every day when I either receive messages with testimonials of what it's doing for people, or I have my interviews with the people that I'm coaching personally, or I even listen to someone else's interview, or I get a text from Chastity. And she says, look, I'm so emotional because this is so amazing that I'm helping people get off of Suboxone. So think about it, right? We can't control everything, but we can control how we show up in the world and what we're doing in the world. And this is what I'm doing. Maybe you need to think about, like, what is it that I want to do? Am I doing what feeds my soul, what makes me happy? Think about that. Maybe it's time to make a change. Maybe it is time to take your body back. Maybe you're ready to try something different or new to take your body back. And I'm not saying it's just ASEA, but if that's what you want to do, you want to give it a try, you even want to coach, which I do not charge for that coaching, um, send me a message. Go to my ASEA site. I can help you. I can help you determine what you need, how much you need, consistency, dosage, duration. I will say this, there's sometimes people reach out and say, well, I'm going to give it a try. And I ordered a couple bottles. If that's what you can do right now, a couple of bottles a month, I'm going to suggest, honestly, that you don't get it yet, that you wait until you can get a little more. I don't know what 2 bottles are going to do for anyone. I'm just being completely honest. Okay. I don't know what that's going to do for someone. So it has to be, everyone's different, right? Everybody is different. Some people are doing 3 ounces twice a day. Some are doing 4 ounces twice a day. I'm going to post Kathy's interviews consecutively so you can listen to them. I think it's important just to hear her story and hear how she went from really feeling bad 80 to 90% of the time to now feeling good 80 to 90% of the time. But in all honesty, you've got to see the change in her face and her neck. It is mind blowing. I think the last one I posted was 5 weeks or 6 weeks on the product. This is 7 weeks. And so next week, 8 weeks, we're going to do our next interview. I'm trying to do it every 2 weeks. I think one time we got in there like at 5 weeks, but just to see the progress. And I've posted it on my YouTube channel under posts. You can see her face in the pictures of each time. And on the video, I have the before and afters. Mind blowing. And I think it's just I'm so grateful that I was led, guided to do this. Like, how can I help? And I literally got the download, do the interviews, let them see the journey as they go through it. Viewers see that while they're going through it so they can understand this could happen for you too. All right. I have 2 other gals that have signed up and I am coaching through that. I will be interviewing them when I get back home. I'm going to be back home this Tuesday to set that up with them. One has Crohn's and one has a back issue from a car accident. And we're going to see how they're doing. All right. They just got started. I think they're on week 2. I don't know. I kind of like to not know what's going on. I like to be surprised, just like everyone else. When we hop on the interview and I'm like, okay, tell us what's going on. I have no clue what they're going to say. All right. The same with Lisa. I had no clue. With Kathy, I didn't know. It's phenomenal. I would not have it any other way. I'm aligned with the most amazing company doing the most amazing work. I am helping people get their miracles. And that's what I'm in the business of, miracles. I am still doing readings if you ever want that as well. I'm doing readings over Zoom, personal readings. I am doing 2 people readings. I can't even think of the word right now. Tandem readings, 2 people. And I mean, I'll even do a small family, even if you live in different areas of the world, you can actually all get on Zoom with me. And if all the family members want to come and get a reading. So just email me if you want a reading, juliatreat444@gmail.com. I would suggest if you want to get started with ASEA, that you could email me at that address, juliatreat444@gmail.com. If you need testimonials, if you tell me what's going on, I can send you stuff, okay, so that you can see someone else who has been in your shoes. Also, you could go to my site, aseaglobal.com/juliatreat. That is my site, ASEA, ASEA, global.com/juliatreat. If you are a first-time buyer, you can use my promo code, which is juliatreat, and get 10% off your first order. All right, maybe you can't control anything, but you can control now what you're going to put in your body. I mean, maybe you're going to start controlling that. Guess what? I'm going to take my body back. So I'm going to start on this so that I can get rid of this other shit that I don't want to put in my body anymore. Okay? There are no side effects with this. This is 100% non-toxic. It's innate to the body. These molecules already reside within you. You're just giving your body more of the molecules so that the cells can signal to one another and get the work done. You will be blown away. Oh, and a lot of people do not know that the company has a 30-day empty bottle money back guarantee. You could send back empty bottles and get all your money back. So you really have nothing to lose, except maybe some things that you just don't want to live with anymore. More miracles are coming up. Can't wait to share. It's time to decide, right? Whatever you can control in your life, that is what you control. We cannot control what's happening out in the world or for other people, but we can control what we are doing, how we show up. Just do that, and that is enough. I'm sending so much love your way. The light in me sees the light in you, and it is divine.